Hey everyone, it's Chase Elleby and Joel Williams from Williams Elleby coming to you today with week 15 in our series of 52 weeks of personal injury. And today we're going to talk to you about what happens if someone lies in court. So I had a mediator tell me one time, we were in a case mediating, and my client was like, well, they're going to lie. And the mediator said, well, they're not necessarily lying, it's just their version of the truth, which I thought was very enlightening because most of the time that's usually what you're arguing over, right? Different versions of the truth. But every now and then someone actually lies in court or lies under oath. All right, so Joel, what happens when someone lies in court?
Well, nothing good. First and foremost, you're going to be made to look like a fool because any good attorney is going to be able to call you out on it. They're going to have evidence, they're going to have documents, they're going to have other things that they can use to make you look like a liar. Matter of fact, attorneys are pretty good at making you look like you're being dishonest even when you're telling the truth.
Right.
So you certainly don't want to tell a bald-faced lie. But not only would you look like a fool, you could also be subject to some very severe criminal penalties. In Georgia, it's OCGA 161070 is our perjury statute. And essentially what that says is that you could be fined $1,000. You could go to prison for 1 to 10 years. If you're testifying in a criminal case and somebody's sent to prison because you lied in court, you could be sent to prison for the amount of time that they would have been in prison. If you lie in court and somebody gets the death penalty in Georgia, you could be sent to jail for the rest of your life.
Right.
So nothing good ever comes out of lying in court.
Right. So that's perjury, right? So perjury is when you lie when you're under oath. Because anytime you go to court, anytime you're testifying, either the attorney, the bailiff, always ask the witness, please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're going to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? At that moment, once you're under oath, if you lie, you have committed perjury. And that those sentences for under whichever circumstance you perjure yourself under can be pretty dramatic.
Yeah, and sometimes people get a little confused because there is another criminal statute related to false swearing, and that's basically where you take an oath to tell the truth and then you lie, but you're not necessarily in a judicial proceeding, right? And so the penalties for that are a little less severe, but all in all, it's just a good idea to make sure that you're always telling the truth. It doesn't mean you're always going to get everything right, but if it can be proven that you intentionally lied under oath in court, you could get in some serious hot water.
Right, exactly. And to your point earlier, you're talking about lawyers do a good job making you look dishonest even when you're telling the truth. If a witness gets to a point where they feel like they have to lie on a certain point, it's usually a pretty important point in the case, and the lawyer's only asking the question because they already know the answer. So that just gets you in even more trouble because we may already have a deposition transcript where the witness had testified to, saying the light was red, for instance, but then they get on the stand and say, no, the light was green. Well, that's just bald-faced lie, right? We have that testimony, we have that evidence to not only discredit them, but they could potentially, like we talked about, perjure themselves under oath. So, yeah, always tell the truth.
That's right. So I think that's about it, but it leads us into a great segue because next week we'll be coming to you with video number 16 on how to discredit a witness in court. So keep your eye out on our channel for that. If you've enjoyed this video, we appreciate you subscribing to our channel or liking the video, sharing it with your friends, or if you have any other comments about trouble you could get into when you lie in court or commit perjury, just insert them into the comment section below. Otherwise, we'll see you next week for week number 16 on how to discredit a witness.